Hey, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, the shares, views, subscribes, comments, the generous donations, everything. Let's go ahead and I appreciate everything. Let's ring the bell. Let's clear out the energy and we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us this evening. Hey, Patrick. Somebody doesn't want you to know something. They hope that maybe you can't see something. And I feel like that's why the bell didn't initially start ringing. It's like somebody wants to visit you, but they hope that you can't see that they're still going to try and cause some type of havoc. Hey, Noni. Hey, Helga. Hey, Ayana. Let's see, bottom of the deck. Chicken. Somebody's afraid. Hey, Lightworker William. Because they feel like you already know what their objective is. They do. And they know that you are going to preserve yourself. Because not just preserve yourself, they know that you're going to you're going to do whatever you can to preserve your peace. Especially this player, because you already seen what this player is up to and what they will do. This is somebody who's very vain, and they like to bring conflict to you. This is somebody who's notoriously brought conflict your way. Like as if it was a game to them, as if it was funny to them. And it may have been funny to them, but it wasn't funny to you. Hey, Starseed, how are you? The backstory of this, like I said, this person has been very creative, causing havoc, and then they want to sit back and watch and see how it affects you. But today, you know, today they want to visit you. And like I said, they don't want you to be able to see what they're trying to do. You already know to take care of yourself. You already know that this tribe is just sitting here trying to explore, what they can do. If they can still get in your mind, get in your energy. They want you to feel like that you'll never get away from them and their shenanigans. That's like they want to send somebody in that you felt like you had a kindred spirit with. Somebody that you used to think was so innocent until they proved that they were not. And this is when you had to end this. The whole perception of that person that you used to think was innocent changed. And this is a different time. It is a different day. Hey, oh, May, how are you? Hey, High Priestess. See, this is somebody that thinks that no matter what, you're going to be very hospitable. Like you're going to welcome them into your home, even though they're trying to bring some type of dark drama, some type of trauma, some type of bullshit that you don't even feel like you got time to entertain. You're too smart for this. And you already know that how somebody looks on the outside is not necessarily how they act on the inside. Hey, Shay, how are you? Like the way that you handle these people, it's perfect. Because it's perfect because you already know what to expect. You know, you just let things be as they are. You're not going to try and go out your way and stop nothing or do anything extra, or nothing like that. See, somebody's thinking that the way that they look, the way that they appear is going to have you drawn in. But what this person doesn't really realize is you've already disconnected. You know, they're hoping that their personality now, that fake personality they're going to bring in is going to have you, you know, and in your high hopes of hoping that things have really changed. But you already see what's important. You already know what's important, and the Most High has already spoken with you about this same situation. Hey, LP. So it is as it is. You're not going to, like I said, you're not going to go out your way to do anything. You're still going to move to the beat of your own drum. You're still, your compass is still going north. You're still going on your own purpose, on your own path. Because you already know somebody just wants to come in and they want to compete in some form or fashion. Like they want you to try and compete for their love. You know, as if you are just addicted to them. You're not gonna do all that. You are not doing anything. If they want to come in and they want to act like an asshole, you just gonna sit there and watch them act like an asshole. If they want to come in and they want to be mature, you're going to watch them be mature. However they want to play their game, you're going to let them play their game, but by themselves. Because, see, you're already way past that. You're already whole as a person. You're already in your purpose. And no matter what this person does, are they going to be able to get you off track? You've already experienced this wise guy. You have whenever, and you saw this wise guy up close and personal, whenever you thought that you had this relationship that was going to stand the test of time, and you found out it was the wise guy that was the one that was driving everything to go haywire. That was the driving force behind all the drama. So what did they think that you was going to do? Let them in again? You already knew that when somebody sent you a message, hey, I'm going to be in your neighborhood, you already had your defenses up. You already knew that you had to protect you no matter what. See, they wanted to see you not feel comfortable being you, but you're still you. You know, they're hoping that, you know, you're going to be of service. You know, you're still going to be that kind, caring, respectful, you know, hospitable person. But one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to martyr yourself. You're not going to bend over backwards just to make sure that they feel comfortable, because they now all of a sudden they want to come around. Well, they have to remember you didn't call them. They called you. So if they called you, they're going to have to be the ones that act accordingly, not you. Somebody, and you know who the leader of this group is. Hey, Lightworker William. This is the same person that likes to place value over things instead of people. You already know. And you've already prophesied and figured shit out. You've already told everybody else what's going on. And this is why you are the one that's getting justice. And this is the reason why everybody else is getting karma. Hey, lies never stuck. Because they still try to play in your energy. They're still snakes, and no matter how much they shed, they just turn into bigger snakes. They don't change the type of person that they are. So you just patiently sit at home and you're going to wait. You're going to wait for this person to visit. And the thing is, when this person visits, they're the ones who's going to be shocked because they're thinking that they're going to come in and see the old you. They're going to come in and see the new you. You've changed. You no longer promise to be with them forever because they did not promise to be with you. You worked hard on yourself, on getting yourself back to where you needed to be. And now they only want to come see you because they see you shining bright like a diamond. They see your name up in lights. They see you're doing big things. That's the only reason why they want to come visit you. See, you already see that this person is still a witch or a warlock, still trying to play in your energy. And they still think that they can teach you a lesson. Well, today is the day that they learn that lesson. See, they're coming trying to play in your energy because them and their family or their friends think it's so funny. But you don't. You don't think it's funny at all. And see, they may be here, but best believe there else going on, all the communication. They're going to be at a different location trying to hear all the communication that's going on. Hey, baby Yoda. But see, no matter what they talk about, no matter what you talk about, you were going to remember that in the back of your mind, that this is somebody who's like a dark witch, a dark warlock, somebody that believes in the dark. Y'all don't follow the same God. Y'all don't believe in the same thing. And see, people like this group, they still feel like you are so, they know that you're very aware. Very aware, very in tune to what's going on, but they're hoping that they can treat you, to like a puppet on the string. They're hoping that they can still pull them same strings. But like I said, somebody's getting ready to get a rude awakening. They're not that privileged anymore. Hey, Shaylin. You used to be the scapegoat of the family. You used to be the one that everybody singled out, the one that everybody played in your energy with your intelligence. You used to be that one that everybody came to create a hardship, but not any longer. Now it's like these people have to think that you are somebody that they used to know. You forgive them. You forgive them because you know what? You know that you have a seat at the throne. But you also remember everything that you had to survive. Hey, Nurse Oasis. Everything you had to survive. What's the message, Spirit? Yes. And so, however the situation is today, it is today. Hey, K Hyphy. You're not going to try and make it seem like it's something different. You disconnected, and whenever you disconnected, somebody was too scared to come and talk to you to make it right. It is what it is. Hey, Antoine, it is as it is. And it's because, you know what, you feel like these people were addicted to chaos. Even whenever you sent out a message to them, to one, maybe not all of them, but at least one of them or two of them, the one that you thought that, would at least be there by your side. Even when you sent out a message, that one just ghosted you, acted like they never received it, or even if they did, they surely the hell didn't respond. So today it is as it is. Like they say, no backsies. What's the message? Yes, you're going to do whatever you have to do to preserve your peace from this player. Because they just come with all games. That, like I said, they are not of the light. This is somebody that feels privileged to do all types of dark shit to you. Because this person remembers what they used to do, singling you out as that scapegoat, as the group or the family emotional garbage can, where they could just dump all their shit on you. Hey, Malcolm. The part that you remember the most was how this person, it was something about them, how they portrayed themselves to be towards the crowd. They were so mean and ugly towards you, but to everybody else, they seemed like they was just this great, fun-loving person with this great personality and always in your corner. But that wasn't it at all. What's important is that how they disconnected from you, how they chose to turn their back on you. And see, now they see you as the earth angel, as the chosen one. Now somebody wants to come and travel to see you because they can't get it out of their head how they chose the darkness over the light. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? See, it's different whenever you thinking that they could at least just showed you some type of respect, but it was just the level of disrespect that you couldn't even get with. Their disrespect was, was so disrespectful. That's the part that hurt the most. And now, but you always knew. You always knew that you was going to shine. You always knew that you had a purpose and that you was going to ascend. You always knew that. And you was hoping that they would ascend with you, but they didn't want to. So that's why you had to end all of this. You ended this relationship. You still love them, but not like you used to love them. You used to put them above you. You used to try and go above and beyond to make sure that they had. But now, it's safer to love them from afar. Especially now that you know what they practice, the dark arts. What's the message? What's the message? Thank you. Yeah. You have to preserve yourself and stay away from the drama. That's why, you have to make different decisions. You have to be around different people, because being around those people, you see that they are very vain. They bring a lot of conflict, and they are still riding on their brooms. You have to protect yourself. You can't just be around them anymore. They have already taught you the best life lesson that you could have ever learned. And it was just because they felt like playing games. So if you don't welcome them into your home, they should understand why. See, this wise guy thinks that you're still trying to ride for this person. No. You saw that this wise guy was the one who was driving this whole drama forward. You saw who it was, and this person is in the limelight. And that's why they should expect you to do nothing, to not get excited, to not, offer to cook, to not offer to, oh, let me make sure that you're comfortable. Let me make sure that you got this. Let me make sure that you have that. They should not expect a damn thing for being who they naturally are. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you. See, people are starting to find out about the backstory now. And I feel like this is why somebody wants to come visit you, because the whole story of what really has happened is starting to come out. Yeah. People are starting to hear everything that's really happening. This is what's going on today. This is why people say, why you're not even around. And people are calling this snake a chicken for not growing, for not changing, for trying to treat you so mean, so horrible, so wrong. But for a chicken, because that person was afraid to grow. That person was afraid to get the help that they needed. Instead, they tried to blame you. They pointed a finger at you as if you was doing something wrong. Hey, Marcia. The whole time you was just at home. They made it seem like you was just, some wild person out in the street. You wasn't. It was this person that was so vain, that felt like they deserved everything. That was the one that was bringing the conflict. But see, the thing is with that person, even though they're bringing the conflict, one thing that they cannot see is God is watching. That's what they cannot see. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah. Somebody's hoping that you just see them for the outside, not the inside. But like I said, you're a whole earth angel. You don't see the outside, you only see the inside. That's what this tribe, these people, that's what they don't realize, is that you only see the inside. That's what makes you so beautiful. That's what makes you so pure. Because you can see other people's pure intentions, and you can see when other people have unpure intentions. What's the message? They hope that you bend over backwards They hope that you go way above and beyond. But those days are over. Those days are over. They're not sure what you're going to do, as they shouldn't be. They should question what you're going to do. They should have been questioning themselves when they was doing whatever they did to make you have to distance yourself, to make you have to check out. What's the message, Spirit? This entire family, they tried to make you the scapegoat. Well, you may have been the scapegoat, but you turned into the greatest of all time. See, everybody, like I said, it's starting to come to everybody's attention how they created a hardship for you. Hi, David. How they made life harder for you than it even should have been, had to be. And that's why people are starting to change how they see somebody else or how they see these people. It's starting to change how they view these people. Confirmation. Now they're seeing how people, were playing in your energy, all because they thought it was funny to watch you suffer, to have to watch you survive some bullshit. They thought it was funny. And it's because they were immature. And it's like now people understand why you had to defend yourself, what the actions that you took, the things that you said, how you chose to pull back, how you chose, if they witnessed something, they may have seen, you get out of a vehicle and start swinging on somebody, but see what they didn't see. It's how when you was getting out of the vehicle, somebody that was sitting in the back seat may have grabbed you in your ass or may have, plucked you in your head or whatever they did. Confirmation. They didn't see that. So whenever they saw you get out and you just go into attack mode, they're thinking, oh my gosh, you're so full of drama. No, you weren't full of drama. You were just sticking up for yourself. You were defending yourself. Now people are understanding you weren't bringing the drama. You just were not settling for drama. That girl. See, people didn't. Now they realize that it may have been where they were sitting that they couldn't see everything. They couldn't see what was actually going on. Hold on, let me close this garage door so she stopped trying to crawl up underneath it. Hold on. Tasha, stop it. You stay in here. There. See, people they couldn't see everything that you was going through. They just saw the end part. They didn't see the beginning part. They didn't see the middle part. They just saw the end part of how you had to protect yourself. That's all they saw. And then they made a snap judgment on that. They didn't even give you enough respect to even ask, hey, what's all this about? They just sat there and looked and said, oh, you see, I told you collective is always trying to do some shit. People are starting to see, no, you was treated real wrong. You was disrespected. What's the message, Spirit? And it's totally different now for them to realize that you was disrespected. Because now they understand, you know what? Hey, if I was in that situation, I would act like that too. Oh, if I was in that situation, I would take my fist and shove it down somebody's throat. If I was in that situation, oh, I would do this. This is why you had to end shit in order for them to see some shit. But you knew it was just going to be a matter of time before they went through their own shit. See, and you know what? And I feel like somebody wants to come visit you too, because in their own little chicken ass way, they kind of want to make up for something, but they don't. They still don't have the courage to say, you know what? I apologize for being a complete and utter asshole, asswipe, bigot. They don't have the courage to say that. So that's why they want to come and visit and make light of a situation, hoping that you're still going to be the same. Hell no, you're not going to be the same. Everything has changed. When they have the opportunity to ask the questions of, hey, what's going on? They chose not to ask nothing. Even after you had to cut shit off, they still chose not to say anything. They thought they was going to give you the time and the space to calm down. Who the fuck needs to calm down when you've been disrespected? You need to go the fuck on. And that's what you did. You got the fuck on. You ended the shit that they refused to see. You can't see it. Ain't nobody trying to force you. Ain't nobody trying to go and open up your eyes so you can see it, because you still don't want to, you still ain't going to see it. Ain't nobody going to sit here and clean out your ears because you still ain't going to hear it. Somebody had to realize that, you know what, maybe they was just a little bit too privileged and what they felt like they deserved. Maybe somebody had to realize they was following the fucking devil. That's why they didn't want to see, hear, or understand nothing that was fucking going on. Now they understand and they seeing you for the leader that you are. And people are realizing you are a born ass leader and you was innocent the entire time. You did nothing to deserve this type of behavior towards you from a group of vagabonds that didn't know how to act because they was in the dark arts, because they was being a snake. Now people are starting to wake up to see that somebody was slithering around on the ground, the lowest form. So somebody wants to come see you so that they can try and make it seem like, see, we're okay. We're cool. No, you're not. Not at all. Not even a little bit. If you're thirsty, bring your own water. If you're hungry, bring your own food. You used to go out of your way to make sure that they had. If you got to go to the bathroom, the gas station is right down the street at the corner. Because at some point, people have to realize they have done way too much. It ain't funny anymore. They laughing so much. They laughed until they cried. What's the message? And you still going to the beat of your own drum, not worrying about them. No matter how much time they gave you to cool off and calm down, you good. They can give you another 20, 30, 40 years. You still good, and it's going to it's messing them up because you're very hospitable to everybody else. But to that vain motherfucker, the one who was always acting like a witch, like I said, they learned a valuable lesson. And people are watching them. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? And if anybody's trying to rub your misfortune in your face, that's the person you need to give your ass to kiss and keep it moving. They used to laugh at your pain, trying to figure out, like you didn't matter, like you didn't have any emotions, like you didn't have any feelings that were worth validating. But when you decided that it was time for you to move around and to end some shit, oh, it means something now. It means something now. Like I said, now all of a sudden they feel this space, they feel this distance, especially whenever the holidays came and you weren't there. You didn't call, you didn't show up, you didn't send presents, you didn't say, "Oh, Happy New Year." You didn't do none of that. Hey, Ms. Mahogany Drag. You took care of you. You disconnected from their bullshit. You stayed in your north compass. You stayed going in the right direction that God wanted you to go in. And allow them to go wherever it was that they needed to go. And wherever that was, they was going to do it without you. Because you had gotten tired of their shit. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Anything else from the stack? Thank you. Yeah, you know what you're doing. And these people know what you're doing too. And right now, it's almost like they're afraid of you because they know that, you're right now, it's almost like, exactly what you're doing. And they know what you're doing too, but it's the way that you're doing it. They didn't expect that. See, they thought that you was going to come out the bag and you was going to do this like, well, I'm doing this because they did that, or I'm a say this because I know they were saying that. You're not doing none of that. You know what you're doing. You staying to you. You loving on you. You're pouring energy into you. And you're allowing them to do them however they see fit. See, it's hard to get somebody engaged in a game when they're not playing. When they're not playing, when you're not playing, it's hard for them to get you engaged in some type of game, for them to show the world. See what I'm talking about? See, collective this, collective that, but the collective ain't doing nothing but just loving on self, just being in purpose, just being on that temple path. So there's nothing that they can say about you. There's nothing that they can do except to show up as the assholes that they were. Bottom of the deck, Six of Pentacles. You know, it's like now somebody has this great idea that they want to give to you. Now they want to do for you. You know, now somebody that always had the money, now they want to give to you. They want to and it's something about, because now they see you as the empress, and now they want to score some type of victory with you. Because like I said, people are starting to wake up and they're saying, you know what? Collective didn't do nothing. You know what? You blame Collective for this, but Collective didn't do that. You know what? We found out that Collective was disrespected. And so when we thought the Collective was acting crazy, Collective was just protecting themselves. Hey, the soul archetype. When we thought that Collective was acting out, Collective wasn't acting out. Collective was responding to how somebody else had reacted to, or was acting. Collective was reacting to how somebody had acted. Now we're starting to see. Now people are starting to have the courage to speak out. And they're telling somebody, you know what, you should have took care of Collective. You should have understood what was going on. You know, instead of you sitting here just blaming Collective, you should have saw what was going on. You should have said no, something wasn't right. But instead, you act like you didn't see nothing. And now Collective don't want nothing to do with us. Absolutely, positively nothing. Things that you had said, things that you had told them about, things that you had prophesied about, certain people, certain situations, certain whatever. Now people are celebrating what you were saying because they see it was true. They see it was the truth. You told them about certain things that was happening in their life, and they thought that you was just trying to come with some type of conflict. Now they're seeing that you could see the whole situation even before they could. You could see what was going on that somebody else was trying to hide. They see how strong you are. They see what an important part of the family you were. You know, with you brought compassion. It was your energy that was around that made people be at their most prosperous in their life. You brought the blessings to them. And now they feel like a fool. They feel like a fool because it was all funny until the shit wasn't funny. You know, this emperor is sitting here thinking about how they had people coming up against you. How they had people coming up against you. And how you knew the truth. Somebody decided that they should have made a decision when it came to this witch, that they were honoring you. Especially whenever they knew that you were on your spiritual path. Especially whenever they knew that you were on your spiritual path. Instead of them sitting there listening to the witch, and the witch was like, oh no, they just don't believe that. I think she's in the voodoo. He's in the voodoo. Somebody should have used their own fucking discernment. They should have got on the internet to find out what the fuck was actually going on, because then they would have seen there was no voodoo anywhere. They would have seen the truth. Everything would have been extremely clear. They could have asked you about it. They could have gone away from this whole, they could have, transitioned out of this whole horrible situation. They could have made sure that everybody cut the shit out. Then they would have had an opportunity with you being that rising star. But instead, they didn't want to do none of that. Hey, Sagittarius goddess. Hey, 231, Page Home. Wait, is that Page Home or Page Horn? They didn't want to do none of that. They thought that they could deceive you. They thought that they could deceive everybody. But you know what? It's coming right back around. It's coming right back around. And what they invested in, trying to take you down, is now blowing up in their own face. See, now they see you as that wish fulfillment. It's like that expression, oh, they've been here before. Well, you have been here before. Now they see that you was that wish fulfillment, that they should have respected you. They should have given you the shadow of a doubt. They should have held you in high honor. Instead of trying now to send out a message that, hopefully that you'll welcome them. But see, it's kind of hard whenever karma comes around and now you want to get back with somebody now that you see that this person was the chosen one, but karma has already zapped that ass. Especially whenever the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor and you're moving forward. God is moving you forward. Now somebody wants to be diplomatic after trying to create such chaos, after trying to play these games, after trying to create this whole situation and this whole scenario that never fucking happened. And they did that shit for so long and got other people involved to co-sign what they lying ass, and then laugh because this could have been the family was laughing because they was thinking it was funny, only to find out all of them motherfuckers was acting on behalf of the fucking devil. So how do you feel now? Now they want to be a partner to you after they was trying to burden you so much, put all the responsibility of the relationship was on your shoulders. Now they want to be a partner. Don't nobody want no partner like that. If I got to carry the load, I'm going to carry my own load. Confirmation. I'm going to carry my own motherfucking load. I'm not going to carry the load of me and you, and then I'm going to be the emotional garbage can, the emotional dumping ground, and then you lying on me on top of that shit. Collective said, hell to the no, we won't go. That was somebody decided to try and give you too much pain. And now they feeling that pain. This could be somebody's mother who was causing so much conflict, who should have been there, should have been nurturing, but this is the one who was causing so much conflict. And now they want to start over? They want to do over? You want to go backsies? No backsies, baby. Judgment has been called. You was a hidden enemy. Stay a hidden enemy. Don't nobody want that. And we know the truth of how somebody was trying to cause some hardship. Don't nobody want that. Like they say, miss me with that shit. It was time to go. And once collective left, that's when balance came back into collective's life. That's when everything seemed like everything was cool from there on out. Had to end some shit just to find some balance, just to find some peace. And now they want to come back. Now they want to speak. What you want to say? What you want to do? Some more? Curious as to if you know they somebody that there's a different decision, there's a different choice that need to be made. Logic should let somebody know that you were happy. That don't take no college degree. You ain't got to be no fucking rocket scientist. Shouldn't have to defend themselves like that just to find some balance in their life. Now somebody's having a moment to pause and think about everything that they worked on, everything that they did. And now they're afraid that that nobody don't want to come back to this. Come back to what? Come back to feeling like somebody was trapped just for somebody else to get some fucking giggles? Is that what it is? Because if that's what it is, tell collective, tell us what it is. What's the message, Spirit? It's like, come on. Somebody got to get real because collective is already real. This shit was real when we had to leave. That's when shit got real. When we knew that, hey, it was that we had to take this opportunity to get away from all those lies and shit. That's when shit got real. What's the message, Spirit? Hey, Deborah Reed. You too. Thank you so very much. That's when shit got real. What's the message, Spirit? Somebody else should have, they should have matured. They should have put themselves in your position. They should have thought about, what if this was me? And you know what? And it may be somebody want to come see you now because it is them. Now they turn from a flying monkey to somebody that was now the next scapegoat. Hey, Sia. Cause see, the flying monkey is good being the flying monkey because they too scared to stand up to be a leader. And they don't wake up until they find out, oh damn, I done switched. I'm a whole different animal. It's really weird being one animal, turning into a whole nother animal, and still dealing with the same snake. And that snake ain't never gonna change. Yep. See, now somebody realizing that they not getting any balance in their life until they end some shit too. Now they thinking about everything. They thinking about everything that you went through. Now it's dawning on them everything that they helped put you through. And how that shit was not even right. Now they having to seek some balance in their life because they having to do a stop and pause. Like, is this shit really happening? Now they see the truth. They see the truth and they see that, you know what? This is what they get because they decided that they was going to treat you horribly. But now they need you. Realizing that they should have had some courage to stop whenever they had an opportunity to side with you. Trying to figure out how the hell did you even get through this shit? Because they don't even know if they can make it through. How the hell, what the hell did you even have to do? How the hell did you make it through? How the hell this and how the hell that? Now that they're having to look at themselves because they are the scapegoat. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? As opposed to standing up and just taking the bully down. But see, they understand that it's more than just one bully. It's a whole gang of bullies. Just like you had to realize it was a whole gang of bullies. Hey, Beatrice. How are you, sweetie? How is cold-ass Philly? It's a whole gang of bullies. But at the same time, looking at you like how you took them down. Yeah. See, this person realizes they made a decision to try and play some tricks on you, to try and send some curses on you, to try and lie on you. That was a decision that they made. This is why they're getting karma. This is why karma's going to be lasting for them for a while. This is why they're scared, because they don't even know if they can go through this. They don't even know how they're going to make it through this. And they're sitting there watching you like the world is just your oyster. Like you loving life now. They're trying to figure out, how did you do this? They spent so many years trying to attack you, trying to dog you, trying to make you cry. You leave, and next thing they know, your life is so much better now. Well, it's because of God. God saw you. God was very generous to you because you did what you needed to do. And that was leave. That was put yourself first. That's why they call you chosen, because you chose you. Now this person is thinking about what is it going to be, what their life is going to be like if they leave. Confirmation. What their life is going to be like if they leave. And then on top of that, it's not just what their life is going to be like if they leave, but you know what? Are they gonna be able to protect themselves whenever it comes to what they may need? Are they gonna have enough money? Are they gonna have enough whatever? These are things that you thought about too. Hey, Brenda, how are you, sweetie? These are things that we all thought about. But we still took that plunge. We said, I would rather be alone than continue to be disrespected, abused, and misused. And that's why we left. That's why we left and decided to work on us. And that's whenever karma came in, because these are 2 8s. This is why we got the victory. What's the message, Spirit? See, somebody doesn't have that courage of heart. They think that courage only comes when you standing in front of you in the jungle and you see a lion roaring, coming straight towards you. No. Courage is knowing that, you know what, you may be having to go the rest of your life without this group, this tribe, this family, but you would rather do that than to be abused. Hey, Georgina, how are you, sweetie? Hey, Kareen's Recipe, how are you? And I'm glad that you chose the mission, honey. I'm glad that you were courageous. Courage means that, you know what, you choose you chose to have God on your side, even if it was just you and God. You were still going to be courageous. And that's why you're moving forward. That's why nothing can stop you, because you are collaborating with God. God is the one who is defending you. God is making sure that you have everything that you could possibly want and need. And God is elevating you. This is why God's the one who told you, get in the boat, let's go, and made you transition from all of that pain and misery that you were going through. You still had the same thoughts. Am I going to be able to make it? Am I going to be able to see my way through? And God said, yes, trust in God. And so you did. Like I said, you are chosen because you chose you. You didn't choose to stay in the muck and the mire where people can lie on you, lie on your name, lie on your character, because you was too smart for that. You chose, you felt like the wisest thing for you to do was to choose you. That was the wisest thing for you to do. Thank you. And see, somebody, they're realizing that you're going to go the long haul. You're not coming back. If they're waiting on you, confirmation, if they're waiting on you to call them, they are going to be waiting for a while because of what they did, not because of what you've done. You learn to love yourself wholeheartedly. And this is the person that's going through the hardship right now. And you got victory over the devil. That's why this person is going through hardship. Because, see, they chose to work with the devil. And they don't know how to defend themselves against the devil. But you did. They chose wrong. They should have thought about what they was choosing. Instead of them just looking at tomorrow, they should have looked at 5 years from now. Instead of them just thinking, oh yeah, that sounds great, they should have thought about what's smart. See, they wasn't thinking about all the hidden enemies that was talking about you, because if they had, they would have discerned that those were their hidden enemies too. Because if they talking about you to this person, they was talking about this person to somebody else. They should have realized what their role was. They wasn't the king of the jungle. They was a monkey, a flying monkey. There wasn't even a lion. There was a flying monkey that turned into a scapegoat. Now this person is seeing that the Wheel of Fortune is turning out of their favor. And turning in your favor. Bottom of the deck. Like I said, everybody's starting to look. Everybody's starting to realize that there were enemies. That you had some straight up enemies. That there was a witch and there was a warlock that was at the bottom of this. That they was trying to purposely give you less than what you deserved. See, people are starting to talk now about how you are a whole earth angel. How you didn't do anything to ever deserve that. They're starting to see now, you know what, that there was no loyalty there. That people purposely picked on you the whole time and you didn't do anything. Absolutely nothing. And now that you closed that cycle, that you left them behind and you worked on you. Now people are starting to see, you know, how blessed you are. That you still that same kind, caring person. But the only thing is now they starting to be upset and regret how they treated you. People are starting to see this now. People are starting to wonder, how come somebody didn't cut something out before it was over? Why didn't somebody stand up and stand in and say, hey, leave collective alone? But now that the Wheel of Fortune is turning out of somebody else's favor and they having to protect themselves because of people are lying on them, now they understand. Now they get how courageous you actually were, how strong you actually were. Now they understand why you are being blessed. And you know what? And this person is thinking about the little bit of shit that they put into, and it didn't turn out to be a little bit of shit. They thinking about the shit that they said too. And they thinking about how you always spoke the truth and you relied on God. And that's all you looked at was God. What they say, you kept your eye on the sparrow. And why judgment was called, this is why you get to be happy. And somebody else is wondering why they feel so burdened, why they feel so cursed, and why they didn't see you. You know, they sat there and acted like you wasn't worthy, like you wasn't ever going to be anything. Not only are you independent, but you very worthy. You know, you're the one who is showing people how it's done. People are looking at you. They see you very victorious, and they see how somebody else, how this group came in and tried to take you down. How they was doing all this raunchy shit. How they was spreading all these lies and rumors about you, and you a whole empress. And now this whole group is fighting because everything is collapsing around them. Because people can see who's actually stuck in the muck and in the mire. They see now why you left and left it all behind, and how you're getting justice. Now it all makes sense. It makes more than enough sense. People are giving them the side eye. They don't want nothing to do with excuse me, they don't want to talk to them. You know, it's like these people are finding out that, you know, it was past, you know, it's dawning on them now because this is the month of January, but we just had the holidays, and normally they, you know, People was like, you coming for the holidays? You coming for the holidays? This past year, they wasn't invited. And they was like, damn. Oh, thank you so very much, Lightworker William. Thank you. You know, people was like, and they were, and these people, karmics was like, damn, maybe they're not really getting together. And they was calling, hey, aren't y'all what's going on for Thanksgiving? And they lying to them, talking about, oh, we ain't doing nothing this year, knowing that they got a whole big spread. Christmas, they like, damn, how come they didn't call? Normally they would call up and we'd be exchanging gifts. Hey, what's going on for Christmas? Oh, my money is funny. We ain't doing that this year. Knowing that they got the Secret Santa going on. New Year's Eve, they thinking that normally we would be going over there. We'd be like, Happy New Year. Y'all ain't getting together. No. We just gonna shut it down early, knowing that they was still partying. It's just that they didn't want to be around those people whenever they saw those people leaving you out in the cold. They saw those people. Now they understand those people left you out in the cold. That's why they didn't want to be around them. Because they don't want the karma to hit them too. They don't want the lightning to strike their ass too. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? And they know that they've been doing this for the longest. Sia, thank you so very much. Thank you. I really do appreciate y'all. They've been doing this for the longest. They've been trying to unalive you, at least a character assassinate you for the longest. And people don't appreciate that. Because you know what? They see that you're the one who broke this generational curse. Because you said no more. No more. No more. People are realizing what really went on. Because they thought, they was like, oh, we just gonna let collective calm down. Collective will come back. Hell, collective ain't coming back. Collective is protecting themselves. Collective got people on block. It's different now. They realizing it's different now. That's why they want to come see you. They want to try and save face. What face are you going to save? You already did the shit. The shit is already in the history books. It's already written down in God's little tablet. What say? It's already been talked about. Now somebody all of a sudden want to look at something differently. Where was you at before? What was you doing before? Besides trying to fight. Now they realize, oh damn, we went the wrong way. Yes. See, nobody wanted to hear that when Collective was telling them, why are you treating me so evil? What did I ever do to you? Why are you acting like this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? See, they didn't want to hear nothing. They thought that they could throw a rock and hide their fucking hand. Well, they threw that last rock. Only thing is, they got caught. They didn't know that there was cameras. They didn't know that somebody had the Ring doorbell. And it was like, wait a minute, did you just see this karmic throw this rock at Collective? Let me replay this shit. They sure the fuck did. And then they started sharing that shit around. See, they didn't know that people was going to wake up to their shenanigans. How they was throwing a rock and acting like the devil. Acting like the straight up devil, and then acting like, no, I don't know why Collective is like that. Knowing that they were sitting here secretly trying to place curses and shit on Collective, like they was trying to really unalive Collective, and they acting shocked like, oh, I don't know why Collective is acting like that. They're like, yes, you do. Because you was doing it. You was the one that was doing it too, Collector. Now they want to send you a message. And you ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say. Talk about it. Talk about what? What you want to talk about, man? Hey, Angel Light Tarot. What you want to talk about, man? Let's not talk, but act like we did. Because there ain't nothing to say. This is over. Somebody may be, now that I'm looking at this, somebody's life may be ending. Maybe that's why somebody want to come in and say they ain't got long before it's time for them to be over. But even at that, you know, if this was somebody that was extremely cruel to you, okay, well, sorry, you know, damn, sure do hate to hear that. But is that shit supposed to change how I'm feeling? Is that supposed to change, you know, everything that you did in the past? You know, just because, you know, it's the end of your road. We all knew that everybody's going to have that born day and that death day. You knew that day was coming. So and that dash in between, look at how you chose to treat me. But now that you're getting close to the end of that dash, now all of a sudden I'm supposed to be like, oh, come in. I didn't know you was that sick. Confirmation. I didn't know you was that sick. Come in. Come in. Let me bake some bread. Are you thirsty? Do you need me to rub you anywhere? How are the corns on your feet? Here, let me rub your feet. No. Remember how you treated me? Okay. When you get down there, then you can explain that shit to the devil of how come you couldn't take me out. When you get down there, remember how you tried to control my entire life? You can explain that to the devil. Remember how you held back? Explain that to the devil. Remember how you sent out these attacks and you said all this wrong shit about me? So wait, I'm the one that's supposed to be like, oh my, oh, what? No, oh my gosh, I feel a little faint. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. One of these, okay, okay, well listen, sorry to hear about this, but I'm getting ready to go get some mimosas. So I'll holler. You know, now they want you to have some type of compassion when they had none for you. Now they want to see if y'all can get right whenever they wasn't trying to get right when they felt better. You know, even whenever you was trying to beg them to do you right. Now they didn't want to do you right because they had plenty of life to live. But now that they find out they only got 4 weeks, now they want to spend those 4 weeks trying to get right. Stop playing. When you were sitting here trying to curse my name, stop playing. Now you want to come and you want to talk. Now you want to, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. Hey, E.L. Crotton, how are you? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing none of that shit. You should have thought about all that shit when you were saying all that shit, when you was being jealous, being a witch. You should have been doing all of that shit. You should have thought about, you know what? I'm sure I'm acting like a HBIC, a bitch, a witch, or I sure am acting like the devil's best representative. What am I gonna feel like, you know, whenever it's my time to die? Should I stop that shit? Should I try and make up? Nope. It was not even on the mind. It was not even in the sphere. Now that somebody feeling trapped, we sure do hate it. We sure do hate it. You know? Now somebody may be feeling like as in a certain way because they in spiritual jail and they want to come to you to have you tell them how to get out, how to overcome some things, how to get their money together, how to overcome the devilish ways so that they can be happy again, because now they see their life is stagnant. What? Are you kidding me? You should have been thinking about that shit whenever you was planning on how to overburden me, how to keep these curses on me. When you was planning that shit, you should have said, let me not do this, because if collective leave, collective gonna take all their spiritual gifts away with them, and I'm gonna be fucked. But no, you wasn't thinking like that. You wasn't thinking like that at all. You was thinking, okay, now remember that same What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? What's the message? Yeah, I'm telling you. Now somebody want to come. They want to apologize to you. They want to say they wasn't aware of everything that they was doing, and all of that shit, and they heard a whole bunch of gossip about you, but they didn't know. But they want y'all to see if they could put this whole snafu behind y'all and move into calmer waters. This whole misunderstanding, because they want to move forward with you now that they know that you're a whole empress and all, and now that they have clarity on these rumors and these lies. mm, 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 hmm. How did you get clarity? Because whenever collective was trying to tell you the truth, somebody didn't want to listen. So how all of a sudden did you get clarity? Did lightning strike you? Did you have a dream? Or was it that karma came knocking on your door and was like, guess what, bitches? I'm here. See, so now, or is it that the warlock stopped, or this narcissist no longer had collective as a scapegoat, and so the narcissist chose you as a scapegoat? Is that when the clarity came? Is that when you said, "Oh, I should have stopped this shit. I should have stopped. I should have stopped being mean to collective." Is that when the clarity came? What's the message, Spirit? Because it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Especially if collective has already walked away. When did you get clarity? Anything else from this deck, Spirit? Thank you. Whenever you see that collective has everything, is receiving the wishes that we've wished for, that we sitting good, that we happy now by ourselves, doing our own thing, getting blessed, is that when you got the clarity? After we had to close this cycle and leave you back there, is that when you got the clarity? Because collective want to know. It makes a big difference. See, somebody feel like they seeing ghosts because they feel like they haunted by the past as they getting that clarity. Now they realize they was spending their time with this 304. Now somebody got a whole new perspective with their hangman energy. Especially since everybody they feel like the entire internet is looking at them, talking about them, with this world card, because what comes around goes around. That, and your ancestors are handling that ass. Like I said, they tried to play in your energy. Somebody was always in your business too, trying to mess up your reputation. You broke the curse they put on you, and it went back on them. That's probably when they got that clarity. When that curse went back up on them. But until then, they had their heads stuck up in their own ass. So it made it hard for them to see what you was going through. And you don't care. Let them be mad. They was probably doing illegal shit anyway. You don't care. Just like they didn't care. And collective is a very caring, compassionate group. There ain't a lot of us at all. We're very caring and compassionate, but you know what? Sometimes people need to feel the whole ramifications of their own actions. And it don't mean that we wish any ill will on them. We praying for them to be able to make it through, but we praying for them to be able to change, as they finally feel how it. And God sometimes wants people to feel how it feels, so that they just don't go through some karma and be like, well, that wasn't that damn bad. No, God wants them to feel how it felt, so that they can change, so that whenever they finally wake the fuck up in the morning, they come with a testimony. This is what I did. This is what I had to go through. This is whenever I was suffering, and this is whenever I had to make it through, and this is where I'm at now. I got a testimony so that other people that are in that narcissistic viewpoint don't have to go through what I went through. God is trying to tell somebody something, and it's time for people to listen. What's the message, Spirit? See, the past will come back on somebody's ass. The past returns. Yes, and they find out that they was nothing but a two-faced fucker. And now they want to be in panic mode. For what? See, they played with God. They didn't play with you. Now they realize they played with the wrong fucking one. And you left them to their own devices. They're stuck in the place where they wanted you to be. Sometimes God said, no, leave them there. Leave them be. Your ancestors said, oh, I got that ass. Let me handle this. See, everybody can get it. Ain't shit funny no more with this coven. God said everybody can get it. And they was laughing until they ain't laughing. Now they asking for atonement. Ain't that funny? See, their jealousy outweighed their common sense. So maybe within 5 years, they will have learned the lesson. They will have received that atonement for their sins, for them trying to take you down, for them not giving a shit about you, for them acting like your life didn't matter. Everybody who breathes, everybody who has a brain, not saying that, not talking about some level of intelligence, is if you a person, if you came out of somebody's hoo-ha, you deserve the same respect as everybody. Narcissists don't get more. They need to wake the fuck up to realize that they are narcissists. What's the message, Spirit? See, you survived everything. You survived everything. And now somebody is under investigation. People are looking at this group, and maybe somebody felt ashamed because due to their own sexuality. But you know what? Everybody, because people will do that. They will like the same sex or even like both sexes, but because they don't feel good about themselves, they try and take that shit and push that shit onto somebody else or mistreat somebody else. Like they tried to mistreat this high priestess. It's all about, loving you, accepting you, and being you, as opposed to acting like a fucking fool. See, and it could even been your adult child, and your child has to learn a lesson about respect and honest dialogue. See, somebody tried to hold you back, only to find out that they were being held back. They didn't know that manipulation took place. Well, they have to find out the hard damn way. And that means that you was being a follower. That means that you was afraid to stand up for yourself. That means that you need to practice courage. Something about February. Starting in February until next year. But I feel like with the moon energy, these secrets are going to be coming out. Yeah. And somebody's getting ready to learn a lesson in integrity, and they're going to find out integrity is everything. Everything. What else, Spirit? Yes. See, it's your energy that they miss. It's your energy that was carrying them. And like I said, when somebody sends you a message talking about they coming to visit, you may leave them unread. See, this person, they was warned to stop that bullshit a long time ago. They was told that they needed to redirect and to give you the respect because you are an empress. Now they sitting here sweating bullets and shitting on themselves. You're not stressed, but they are. Because like I said, they changed the whole animal. They went from being a flying monkey to a scapegoat. And they finally woke the fuck up. What else? Anything else? Anything else? That must have been a painful transition. Going from one animal to another. Anything else? Something's getting ready to happen very soon. But you able to rest soundly. Yeah, something about the wheel of fortune is turning in your favor. And now they want to come and talk to you and try and make it make sense. But they can't. Because it don't make sense. What they did doesn't make sense. None of it. Anything else? I know that they were not fair to you. and your passed over loved ones are in the building, kicking ass and taking name. And that accident, that was no accident. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. See ya. Lightworker William, thank you so very much. I appreciate your generosity. I really do. Everyone that took the time to comment, thank you all. Thank you all so very much. I love you all. And I'm probably going to go ahead and relax for the evening. It's 7:11. That's a good number. Hey, J Mike. All right, y'all. And I will see y'all in the morning, okay? All right. Thank you so very much. Love you all. Good night.